last week when I did this deadlift day, I identified a couple of weaknesses, and one of the main ones was my inattention to grip had caused a little bit of an imbalance in my actual strength and my grip strength, and so it was a limiting factor, and I mentioned it in the video, and a lot of people recommended straps. I said no, I don't like that idea. And one of the coolest things that you get to do in this whenever you do find a weakness is you get to attack it and you get to see progress. And so I did actually see progress in this 1 week from the protocol that I added in to work on my grip. And grip was not an issue today, didn't even factor in. Everything was solid. My grip was absolutely solid. And I'm going to make a video in the next couple of days kind of going over what I do. It's a really simple plan, and it's just something you add every night with just some time and a tennis ball, and it has greatly increased my ability to maintain that grip when I am concentrating on it. And so you saw the first warm-up that I did was 405. That was double overhanded without a hook, and last week I gave that a pull and it just didn't really get off the ground before it rolled out of my hands. So there was some significant progress, and these workouts are at the same time of day, and most of the other factors are there. But something I really want to talk about today is how you really do have to give it what you can on the day and not predetermine what's going to happen. It's really, really difficult to predict how you're going to perform, even when all the other factors are pretty controlled. I monitor my sleep, I monitor my water intake and my nutrition from the day before. I keep track of my weight every day, and I keep these factors just in mind so I can notice trends, but I try not to let those factors discourage me or alter my plan of attack. If everything was awesome, I don't want to start trying to push for higher RPEs than I had planned on going. I don't want to start adding a whole bunch of stuff if it's not there on the day. And today I wasn't feeling very good. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. I've been really just busy this last week. My nutrition wasn't solid like it should be yesterday, but I still came in and gave it everything I had within the realm of my plan, and was actually able to do more than I had expected, and the reps were fine. So I did 645 for 3 doubles. That was my initial set, and I needed to hit it around an 8 for it to feel comfortable there and not have to change the weight, and so I did, and it felt really good. Then instead of going to 680 for my quote-unquote block pulls for 2 sets of 1 to 2, I put it on 685 and did a set of 2 pretty solid, and then I did a set of 3 here, and the only reason I stopped pulling was because I felt the left side, the clamp was starting to move around, that outside plate was starting to move around, and the extra motion on the end was really starting to throw me off a little bit, but I felt good for another rep and a half at least. And that's pretty exciting considering how I was feeling and how I was feeling after last week's session when I was having those grip issues and it was making me a little bit nervous. So overall, I was ecstatic with how that workout went. I didn't have a whole lot of time to do much else, so I did my extra benching work. This is close grip. I did 295 for 3 sets of 4. Again, just getting a little bit of extra volume in. And next week is my heavy benching protocols, and so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't pushing it too much, and I was just focusing on getting my triceps a little bit more stimulation, because I didn't do any close gripping earlier in the week when I did my regular pressing for the rep work. And then, so after the 3 sets, I dropped down to 225, and I think I did it for something like 13 reps. I just went until I felt like the bar speed started to slow down a little bit. But that was pretty much the workout. I think after I have to work a 6-hour shift today, which I'm going to be pushing it, getting there on time. But I am planning on doing a couple of accessories, probably some hamstring curls and a couple of pull-ups, supersetted after my shift. I'll just go upstairs and just do that. Didn't think it was really necessary to film it just because it's not super exciting either way. But overall, this is just an example of when you focus on a weakness, you can really see some positive improvement quickly. The same thing happened with my high bar squats when I was just so bad at those, and now they're starting to come along. They're still not great by any means, but they have vastly improved from when I first started doing it. And if you give your focused attention to picking out what you need to work on and then giving it that work, it's an exciting feeling, and it's a little way to be encouraged when you're in the middle of the grind at a point where progress is just generally slow on your big stuff, and you have to take the little victories when you can and be thankful for everything along the way. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like rating, share it with your friends if you felt like they would enjoy it too. I appreciate all the continued support. Thank you all for chiming in on the Q&A videos. And yeah, I'll have that grip video coming up in the next day or two, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.